Scooch it more over.
Huh?
Scoot it more over.
Hold on. Darling! And you're laughing? That was not dainty.
That was pretty dainty. The one you did last night was the offensive.
The definition of dainty is it's getting looser. The longer our nuptials continue on.
You keep upping the bar.
And oop.
Greetings, Internet. Welcome to But I'm Still a Good Person by Vince Nicholas. I'm Vince Nicholas. I'm joined by my sparkling wifey, Carolyn Nicholas.
Hi.
Hello, honey. Thank you for joining me on our bed for our little program here. Okay, so waxing, honey. What does waxing mean to you in your life? You recently made a change, but now I see in my notes you have regrets. Fill us in, please.
Waxing is a necessary evil.
Hmm.
I've been doing it for over 7 years.
Wow.
It's been a regular part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
But we're trying to cut expenses out of our life recently. So that's one thing that I decided to let go.
Yeah.
And it's been about 2 months now, and I hate it. I miss my waxing. I don't know how to live like this. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. I groom too. I'm not some sexist pig. But, well, I had it in my head that I don't know how this came into my brain, but that your waxing costs, because you do the yearly package.
Yeah. I buy 12 passes at a time.
Yeah. And it's normally $60. And I had it in my head that it was $10 or $20 a month. And you were saving a bunch, and it wasn't that expensive. But you've been doing, you get 12 months for the price of 9.
12 passes for 9.
Yeah.
That's a sale they have every year.
So normally it's $720, $60 per month. And you could use them. I mean, you could go every week, right? You can go every day.
Yeah.
They're just passes, but you went once a month. So normally it's $60 for 12 passes. But they ran a special. That would be, you get 12 months or 12 passes for the price of 9, $540. Nice savings. But still at $45 a month, I was like, I had no idea. I became unglued.
I think there was a time towards the beginning of our relationship where they did have like a really good sale, and I told you about that. But that was just like a one-time thing, and that they haven't done that in a really long time. So for at least like the last 6 or 7 years, this is what I've been paying.
And then, so the last time you did it was 2 months ago?
Yeah, it's been about 2 months.
And what are your plans? Are you gonna? I suggested just doing it like once in a while, your birthday, a vacation. I don't know. But what do you have in? What are your intentions, darling?
I have 2 choices. I can either purchase some equipment and do more grooming at home. Yeah. Like up my grooming game at home here, which I could do. Yeah. I've done that different times in my life. Yeah. Or I could try to find somebody else who does the waxing for cheaper. Yeah. Like maybe an independent person working out of their home or a little studio.
Mobile.
Because right now I've always been going to like a chain wax place. Yeah. But maybe somebody who's just like working for themselves would be cheaper. Yeah.
I think you should try that. Hop on the West Sac Facebook, put it out there. Have you ever... At the wax center, have you ever heard anything horrifying or?
Yes, I've heard screaming coming through closed doors. Not often, but like once or twice. Yeah.
Is it like one yelp, like or is it like ah?
It's like Steve Carell in that 40-Year-Old Virgin movie.
Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah.
So today, honey, you had a friend come over who you hadn't seen over a decade, is that right?
Something like that. Yeah, about 10 years, I think it's been. But we grew up together. Our families knew each other. We went to church together. So it was really nice to see her.
Why did she proposition you? Is she trying to get you into an MLM? Is she trying to recruit you to some religious cult. And if you cry, please do so into the microphone.
Actually, no. Her intentions were pure. It was just she thought it'd be fun to hang out, see each other. I'm always posting pictures on Instagram of me going on walks around our neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And so she just reached out and said, I want to come walk with you. And I'm really glad she did. It was like no time had passed. Like we just... Good conversation. She's really easy to talk to. I feel like we just... I don't know. We had a lot to talk about, and it was really fun.
How close were you to her back in the day? Like, were you super close?
Yeah, I would say so. She was one of my good friends.
Well, will this be an ongoing thing? I didn't know we were allowed to have friends, honey. Remember our wedding vows? We said, we're all we really need, me and you, girl.
Me and you against the world. I did say to her when we were saying goodbye, I said, I was telling my husband earlier, I don't remember the last time I socialized with anybody outside of our family and like my little group of coworkers.
Yeah.
And then I wondered if she's like, wow, this girl doesn't have friends.
I told you to write an agenda, write a list of things to talk about, various movies and restaurants. But it was, I mean, she hung out here for a little. I made just small talk, small chat with her. Well, while you guys went on a super long walk and I headed to a grocery outlet to buy a few things, and I saw you guys walking and I yelled out. Well, first I was going to yell out, "Hi, honey," as I sped by, but then I didn't want her to feel excluded. So I yelled out, "Hi, cuties." And did you laugh?
Yeah.
Was she like, who the hell was that?
No, we both chuckled.
Okay, good.
We did say, like, let's do this again soon. So hopefully that happens. It was really nice.
Cool. Does that mean I can start having friends now, honey? Yes? No?
Yeah, go for it.
No, I don't. I would need to make a friend to have a friend. We went to Lowe's, honey. So for Christmas, I bought you these little planter hanger thingies that just go on our balcony railing. Today we went to Lowe's. Saturday we went to Lowe's to get some plants. Full sun, part sun.
It's a struggle because, first of all, I'm not good with plants. I kill them all.
You say the same thing about cooking meat.
Yeah. I'm not good at that either. So these planter boxes are going to go on our patio.
Yeah.
And we get about a half hour of sunlight every day.
Yeah.
Which is difficult because most plants need a lot of sun.
And it's the middle of freaking winter.
I know.
It's super cold.
Well, I thought we should wait a few months, but you were excited to get this process going.
Yeah. You kept them on the floor of our bedroom, and every day I looked at them and I was like, no, this is a failure.
Well, there are plants at Lowe's that are labeled like part sun, full sun, and there are a couple that actually said shady. And I think I'm gonna get those when I go back to fill my boxes.
Are those cactus?
No,
Cacti?
they weren't. They were green. Like I don't think they blossom. But I like green.
Yeah.
You prefer a lot of color, but I don't know how well that's going to do in our shady patio.
Yeah. And I think you should get something tall. We went to the clearance rack. Lowe's Garden Center has a clearance rack.
The sad, dying plants.
There's a couple flowers and then a couple just dry, dead blossoms or whatever. Soil, honey, do we need soil? Do we not need soil? Because they come in their own little planter. They have some dirt in there.
I think we need soil. I don't know anything, but I think we need to take them out of their little...
Frankie Blue!
And oop!
Oh, I think we need to take the plants out of their original little pots they come in. And I think we need to replant them in some soil so they can thrive.
We bought a couple pansies, unfortunately named, but the flowers are purple and white. It looks like a little face. It's really weird, but really cool looking. And then so your mom has a green thumb. My mom has a green thumb. Your mom's gonna come over tomorrow, and you guys are gonna head to Lowe's to buy a few more plants. I was texting my mom what do we need to do? Do we need soil? Do we not need soil? And she said, well, since you don't have a yard. And I was like, oh, okay, Mom. Really? We're going to go there.
And oop.
And we're back. We hope you enjoyed those commercial messages. You just fed Frankie, honey.
I did. He was causing a ruckus, trying to get attention because he's hungry.
Yeah.
We're always saying, these are the things we're always repeating to each other.
Yes.
Have you fed Frankie?
Yes.
Should I feed Frankie?
Yes.
When's the last time Frankie ate?
Yes.
That's our constant dialogue.
It's a theme in our home and our family. It's never ending. Frankie is number one top concern. But it turns out, so we got a couple pansies. They're in the white planter thing I got you, the balcony railing holder thingy. But it's super windy, so you were afraid to put it to hang it off.
Yeah.
The railing.
They're just sitting on the floor now outside.
Yeah.
Hopefully the wind will die down tomorrow. They looked like they were gonna fly out of the buckets. That's why I didn't feel like hanging them up.
Yeah. All right. Well, tomorrow, hopefully, I'm going to give you my U.S. Shoppers card, which gets 6% back at Lowe's. Don't go crazy, but it's yours to use and spend, and just don't send me rocketing to the poorhouse. And we came home, we dusted, we vacuumed. You cleaned the balcony. How was that? You do it rarely.
I clean the balcony a couple times a year. It gets full of cobwebs and I don't know, dirt, leaves, whatnot.
Yeah.
So I vacuumed, I dusted, I cleaned it. It looks so nice.
Yeah.
It's always such a change when I finally do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, I want to live here. I want to go out there and have a cigar and a beer. And then later that day, our second Christmas tree, we unboxed it, returned the first one. So if you're just tuning in, I bought one for $44. And we plugged it in, hooked it up for a couple days. It was a lovely, grand old time. But then I saw it this is from Walmart. I saw it for $19, so I returned that one and then bought the $19 one. We unboxed it, plugged it in, made sure the lights work and everything. Fake snow fell everywhere from the tree. Fake snow as far as the eye could see.
There's such a thick layer of the fake snow on the tree.
Yeah.
It's so messy.
It is. You wouldn't. I wanted to keep it for the weekend.
No.
You weren't having none of that.
Christmas is over.
Yeah.
We're past that.
True.
But we'll put up this tree on November 1st.
Oh, no, wait. Let's not get crazy, honey. Something I learned is that the fake snow, you taught me this. You showed me this. It's called flock.
I kept saying, the flocking. And you were like, what are you saying?
What the hell are you talking about, women?
That's what it's called when they spray the white stuff on the tree.
Weird name. Flock. Oh, maybe from like sheep. A flock of sheep, and they're white.
They're white like snow.
They have thick whiteness. Went to grocery outlet, bargain market, the gross out. Carla asked me to open her water bottle because, well, she can tell I lift. I'm really strong. But she's the older gal, and she said, hey, can you open my water bottle? And I said, no problema, girl. I felt like I served the senior citizens. I'm a good guy. Also today at grocery outlet, I parked, got out of the car, and then an older gentleman in the car next to me, he was finished unloading his shopping cart, and he said, hey, do you want this shopping cart? And I had a little bag, so I said, no, I got a bag, but I could tell he was a older guy and he just didn't want to take it back. Maybe he was just lazy. He was lazy and old. But I said, I got a bag, but hey, I'll return it for you. And he said, okay, thank you.
Wow.
I'm such a nice person. I'm a good person. Pork chops, honey. This is a new thing. What made you buy them? How did you cook them? Take us through the process.
I saw these packages of pork chops at Grocery Outlet, and they looked really nice.
Yeah.
They looked like good quality.
Nice pink.
And we get in such a routine with our foods and our dinners.
We do.
So I thought, let's try this week. It might be good. At least it will be something different.
Yeah.
So I cooked them up last week for us, and they had bone in them. I thought they were boneless at the store. But,
I know.
don't love the bone in.
I know. I almost sent it back to the kitchen.
But nonetheless, we ate it, and it turned out really good.
Yeah.
I cooked it in a pan on the stovetop, 7 minutes on each side over a medium heat.
Is that what the directions said?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I sprinkled a generous amount of Montreal seasoning.
Very healthy amount of Montreal seasoning.
Too much.
Yes.
Yes. Reviews from the diners were less seasoning next time.
Yeah, it was at a 10. Maybe take it to a 7 or an 8. But it was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I was ready with the G. Hughes barbecue sauce. I was ready to slather it, the pork and that stuff, but it didn't need no sauce.
Yeah, so we bought more this weekend, and we're going to eat it again this week for dinner.
Yeah, and you roasted some veggies, some carrots, asparagus, which I don't eat asparagus anymore.
I love asparagus. It's one of my favorites. But you ate one single piece of asparagus, and then the rest. Oh, I roasted carrots and I roasted sliced red peppers.
Oh yeah, peppers.
So good.
Yeah.
It was a great dinner.
Yeah, I said I just can't do asparagus anymore. It's too reedy. By that I mean like a clarinet reed, like the wooden, like it's too stringy.
Yeah,
I can't.
But I cut it into small pieces, so
still reedy. Still too.
Well, that's fine with me because I ate all of it and I'm happy.
You ate and left no crumbs. Yeah. I housed a bunch of carrots. They were perfectly soft. And thank you. You had to pick through everything, right, to accommodate my my demands.
It's like feeding a toddler.
Thank you. Or I'm a charter guest on Below Deck with very specific preferences. So I buy protein bars from this website called supplementhunt.com. They're super cheap. For instance, the One Bar, ONE, it's a protein bar, fairly well-known brand. A 12-pack normally goes for $25-$30 of a box of 12 bars. On supplementhunt.com, $5, which is a smashing good deal. But why is it $5? Because they're expired.
There's the catch.
They're old. Those One Bars that I'm currently noshing on, it's January 2025, and they expired in July 2024. But with protein bars and snacks in general, I mean, that stuff is going to be around. Like the nuclear holocaust could happen, and there'll still be protein bars in the cupboard, ready to be eaten.
Yeah, we've been eating these expired bars for long enough now that there's zero side effects.
Yeah,
and they taste good. They look good.
Yeah,
they're perfectly fine.
Well, they're a little off, right? The good to go ones are just
a little musty.
A little musty,
but they still taste good. Neither of us have gotten sick or had any side effects.
Right. So I bought a bunch. Over $100 because that's when you get free shipping, and it took a few days. I didn't receive. You know when you buy something and then in your email it keeps the shipping updated. It says label created. It was just label created in my email for 3-4 days. So after a couple of days, I emailed them. I'm like, hey, what's up with my order? And they got back to me and said, after conducting a thorough investigation, we found that it was lost in transit. I was like, okay. And they said, we'll refund your money. And I said, okay, whatever. So they refunded me my $100+ order. And then the next day, voila, they showed up, over $100 in the protein bars. And part of me wants to keep it. Well, we've kept it and not say anything. And then there's a little part of me, 5-10%, the Alan Fisher in me wants to notify them and say, oh, I got the bars. You can charge me. But I don't know.
We do shop with this company frequently.
Yeah.
So they have our business. They're going to get more of our business.
Yeah. They also gave me a $10 off coupon. Sorry for our mistake. And like, they're a small website in Las Vegas, and I have no problem stealing from Jeff Bezos or Sam Walton. He's the Walmart founder, dead, but still, the Waltons are like trillionaires. But a small, plucky little website in Las Vegas, I don't know.
Well, what should we do? What are you going to do?
Nothing. I'm going to keep quiet. I ain't saying nothing. Yeah, I feel bad, but what do you want from me?
Not bad enough.
You have a new tea, honey. You love tea. Can you tell us about your new tea, TEA?
Oh, this tea was an impulse buy at Costco.
Yeah.
And it was the best decision of my life.
Yeah.
We just walked by it on the aisle. It's a giant glass jar. It's going to last me a year, probably.
It's very wide and heavy.
It's a honey citron. And what is a citron? A citron is like a citrusy fruit. It looks like a lumpy lemon.
Yeah.
So it looks like a jelly, and there's no bags or anything. It's just like a big jar of this jelly thing with chunks of citron in it.
Right.
You scoop a spoonful into a mug, and then you add hot water and stir it around. It's so good.
It's super good.
It's sweet. And they're at the very end, after you drink all the liquid, there's like some chunks of the citron.
Yeah.
They're so delicious. They taste like candied oranges or something.
Yeah, it's like a little dried fruit treat at the end of your cup of tea. Yeah. And I wonder how long that thing is going to last. Because it's thick, boy.
Well, it expires in October or November.
We don't pay attention to expiration dates.
So I think it'll take me like a year to get through it.
How much did that thing cost?
It was about $15.
Ooh, that's quite the risk. But that's how you roll at Costco.
Yeah, high risk, high reward.
Exactly. So Frankie vomited this morning. It's partly my fault. I went to go feed him. And his food is in like a tall Tupperware container thing. And sometimes I shake it because the food rattles back and forth. And he gets all excited and he trots into the kitchen. But I rattled it today and it slipped and fell out of my hand. Oh, I skip wrist day, honey. I skip forearm day in the gym. But the Tupperware smash on the ground, food everywhere. I was sweeping and dustpanning, vacuuming, and I thought I got everything. But there was a ton of food under the oven, which I didn't see at first, and I was like, whatever, because I couldn't see it. But he started eating a bunch of it. And then he just ate too much too fast, and typical Frankie Blue, he yacked, vomited, but it was on kitchen tile, and it wasn't a big deal, but it was like 40 to 60% my fault, his vomiting, but yeah, it wasn't so bad. Crap we've been watching, honey. Fights, camera, action. Let's start off with this. It's the Jerry Springer documentary on Netflix. What'd you think about this?
I enjoyed it. It's only 2 episodes.
Yes, less than an hour. Perfect amount.
And I thought it was really interesting. Some behind-the-scenes information I never knew anything about.
Yeah. Jerry died a couple of years ago, but they do interview Richard Dominic, who is like the ringmaster of it all.
Yeah, he's the brains behind what the show became and what it's known for.
Big time creator / producer. So the Jerry Springer Show started out just your run-of-the-mill, typical daytime talk show, whatever. They bring Richard Dominic in, and he's like, I'm going to put the gas pedal to the ratings. Conflict sells, fight sells, nudity sells. And so the ratings went through the roof. Some things that I thought were fascinating from the documentary. They have a Jerry Springer triangle. It's about 250 square miles, It encompasses Tennessee, Kentucky, Atlanta, and Iowa. And 75% of their guests are from this little area in Midwest America. Because you're like, where do they get all these nut jobs and freaks from this tiny little area?
Yeah, that was really interesting.
Yeah.
And later on in the show, one of the producers was talking about some guests that she got, and they were from Boston.
Yeah.
And she said, in hindsight, what they ended up like being on there, they were fake.
Oh, right.
They just wanted to go and like they weren't genuine. They were creating this drama and fake fighting. And she ended up getting fired because of these guests that she hired. And then she said, in hindsight, I should have known. They were from Boston. I should have known they weren't going to be real.
They were a big city savvy.
They weren't from the Triangle.
Right. The Springer Triangle. Another thing Richard Dominic revealed is that, and they had a few producers. They had 3 producers, former producers of the show. They book the guests and they treat them like kings. And they do this on purpose. They send limos to their house, take them to the airport, bring them to Chicago, booze them up. Like, here's free booze, here's drink tickets, party, stay out. And so one particular former guest, she said, yeah, we were drinking till 5 a.m. And then at 6 a.m., they're like, knock, knock, knock on the hotel door. It's time to go to the show now. Just to get them like out of sorts. Just to mess with them. And then another thing was fascinating was the producers, they gin up the guests. Like they rehearse with them. Like if a guest is there because my sister is sleeping with my boyfriend, the producer will like run lines with them and just stir them up and say, your sister's a slut. What are you going to say to her when she says, I love your boyfriend? I'm going to call her a bitch from hell. Yeah. And it's like, wow, I thought that was hecka fascinating.
Yeah. They whip up the guests. They get them, the emotions really high right before they bring them out onto the stage.
Yeah. And Jerry's perfect. He looks like your dad and he's just the everyman. And he doesn't he doesn't inflict all the wildness, all the craziness, all the fights. He's just there. He throws up his hands. He goes, oh my gosh. And so he plays that perfectly. Excellent documentary. It really takes you back. You're like, oh, I remember that guy with the headset, like the producer and the security and their small studio and ugly backdrop. It's really good. Some things I didn't know was Jerry. He died a few years ago. Did I say that already? Yeah. His daughter is special needs. And he was married, got divorced, but he kept in touch. Him and his wife were still close. I thought it was fascinating. And it really, it's just, you're like, wow, this was a moment. And then the big thing near the end is that woman comes on to get her ex back, and the producers lie to her and say, oh yeah, he wants to get back with you, he's coming back to America, blah blah blah. She comes out there, he's out there with his new gal, and so it's just yelling and screaming back and forth and name calling. And so they go back to their home somewhere in the Springer Triangle, and the guy ends up killing his ex. And it was a trial, and it was a big media to do. And Jerry was just like, I just want them to get justice, and you can't blame my show. It's just television. I think you can blame it in this specific instance because they talked to one of the lawyers, and the guy was at a bar watching the show, and he just went like out of his head. He's like, I'm gonna go kill that woman because of alcohol and embarrassment over it all. I think you can blame the show a little bit. I mean, they're crazy people, and it probably would have ended up something happening domestic disturbance wise. But to actually end up at murder, it was touchy. It was a little dicey, but excellent. We enjoyed it. Luna watched it with us.
Yeah, she's a big Jerry Springer fan.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Love After Lockup. This is a TV show. So we recently watched Prison Brides, which shot and aired in 2024. And then I've seen ads for Love After Lockup. I'm like, I don't know. But it turns out it's the same genre. Mostly gals dating guys in prison. And Love After Lockup, they get out of prison, so they have to navigate life, the ups and downs of a former felon and inmate. How are you liking Love After Lockup, honey? This aired in 2018. We're currently in the first season.
I love it.
Excellent.
It's hilarious.
Best show ever.
The people are nuts.
Yeah.
And they're so funny, unintentionally.
Yes.
It's great.
Yeah.
I'm so happy we found it.
I know.
There was a void after Prison Brides ended.
There was.
We're waiting for season 2 of Prison Brides.
Yeah.
But this is fantastic. It fills that need that we have.
It's hilarious. It's like laugh out loud funny. It's we scream at the TV funny. It's just so we don't deserve TV this good. It's so good. It's better than we have a right for it to be. This genre, which we recently discovered, I don't know. It's amazing. It's excellent TV. Slow Horses. We watched episode 3, honey. This is that one guy from Batman, Gary Oldman. Slow Horses, more like slow moving plots. Am I right? Are we gonna do episode 4, honey?
No.
Good.
If you wanted to, I would, but we're over it, I think.
I'm looking for an excuse to get out of watching anything, really, because there's so much crap. And Below Deck, sailing yacht, we're currently watching the current season. I love it.
I love it.
I love this show. It's so good. Below Deck, Severance is about to start, and Love After Lockup.
It doesn't get any better than this.
Yeah. Below Deck is so consistent in its quality. It's excellent casting, and you can't get past the premise. The premise is it's not Real Housewives. It's young, attractive people who are employees trying to serve boat charter guests, allegedly rich people, and work together. And of course, there's love and there's sex and there's drama, but it's just so good. And there's 4 iterations, right? Yeah,
we're so spoiled and we're so blessed because there's the original Below Deck and then there's 3 spin-off series.
Yeah.
And Bravo, who makes these series, they just keep rotating it. So whenever one season ends, we have a new season on another one of the spin-offs starts.
Yeah.
And then that ends, and then a different spin-off has a new season. So it's just never ending.
Yeah.
It's the gift that will hopefully keep on giving forever.
Yeah.
Because it's brought us so much joy in our life.
It does. Yeah, they plot and plan and strategically film and release all these things, so you never get... You're never without it. There's like 1 week between seasons.
Yeah, and it's a hard week for us to get through.
Oh, let's not talk about that week, honey. Okay, were we done, honey?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's the end of the program. It's been fun, but not really. Let's all try a little harder next time. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, review, and rate, or don't. Do whatever you want. You're a grown-up. Make your own decisions. Do what's best for your family. Please be sure to use our promo code for Citron Ginger Tea. I don't like ginger normally.
I like ginger. Well, I think it's good for your body, so I like it for that.
For a while, like back in the day, I would eat noodles at a Chinese restaurant and there would be big hunks of ginger. And I would think it was garlic, so I would eat it and bite into it. And then I'm like, oh, why would they put huge chunks of ginger?
Well, it doesn't taste good on its own.
Ugh. But it's like, it has healing powers, right? It's like a superfood or something.
Yes.
We don't have a promo code for Citron Ginger Tea. Goodbye, my parasocial podcast friends. I love you. My wife and I love you. We hope you have a good day today and tomorrow. And sure, I may force my wife to get waxed. No, I don't. No, that is not true. And whoever said that, I will be suing you.
I think you have an opinion.
Yeah. Well, I have a preference,
yes.
But you haven't been waxed for 2 months, and I've been like, okay. We can do this.
Well, yeah, ultimately, it's me who decides to do it, and it's me who wants to do it again.
Yeah. Well, the $60 a month is freaking highway robbery.
I know.
There's got to be a cheaper.
Yeah.
Cheaper.
You can make your passes last longer. Like lately I've been doing that. Instead of every 4 weeks, I was going every 6 weeks.
Yeah.
You can stretch them out.
You have 2 more, right?
I have 2 more, and I'm so tempted to use them right now.
Your birthday's coming up. Do one for there. And then, I don't
know. We'll keep you guys posted.
Yes. Have a good day today and tomorrow. Thank you for caring. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for listening. We hope you have a wonderful day / night. Bye-bye.
And oop. Ooh.
We got chicken.
Is that crispy, juicy tender? I can't eat no longer. And oop.